All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Brace, the showrunner for VCF East, with another update on what's going on with our show. So, as you can see, I got a haircut and my grays are showing. But I like it. I don't like long hair. So, any case, updates. So, we do have a number of updates since last month. Again, VCF East is still April 12th, 13th, and 14th at InfoAge Science and History Museums in Wall, New Jersey. And, you can go to our vcfed.org and you can find our website there for VCF East to get updated information. Exhibits. So I lost my exhibit manager, but I did find someone to create the exhibitor and vendor table layout, and that will be done soon. The only thing that's stopping it right now is that there was 9 people on the waiting list, and so I had to find another spot for them to go. And I'm really thankful to Rick, who helped me create the exhibitor and vendor map, because it took he spent like 100 hours to do it, because it's more complicated than you realize. You have people wanting to be next to other people needing certain power requirements, people, that needed to be in certain areas. So it's very complicated. And then the room layouts, getting the measurements and things for that was because we never had accurate measurements and he had to re-measure. So it took a long time, but it's almost done. I should have that up very soon, within less than a week. We have 28 exhibitors, 9 are on the waiting lists. So I didn't actually count how many tables, but I'm guessing it's between 70 and 80 right now. So we're over full. So it's too late if you didn't register already. I shut it off. I closed it because we already have people on the waiting list, and it's not likely that many people will cancel. We do get 1 or 2 that cancel last minute, so anybody else can be bumped up. So speakers, we have updates on the speakers. So we have 17 talks, 3 roundtables, total of 35 speakers registered. So the Friday roundtable is with moderating Sean Malseed of Action Retro. He has his own YouTube channel. We have Amiga Bell, Ash Said Hi, Lady Arolos, and Ron's Computer Videos. Some of you may or may not know some of them, but they are very interesting people. It'll be a very fun roundtable. So for this Saturday roundtable, I was able to finally get some good speakers. It was just a matter of getting in contact with them and convincing them a little bit. So Jerry Ellsworth will be back. She was the creator of the C64D TV, and now she's the founder of Tilt 5. And she will be joined by Dr. Rebecca Mercury. Dr. Rebecca Mercury, if you're not sure, you can always Google her, but she's a computer scientist specializing in computer security and computer forensics. Since 1981, she was the founder of Notable Software, and she also does the MORE project, which is Make Operating Radio Easier. So it's to make sure that it's not just boys, but also girls and everyone else to learn how to use ham radio. So she's a big proponent on that. Second up, joining them is Joyce Weisbecker. Joyce Weisbecker is the first, she's considered the first female video game designer as early as 1976 with the RCA Studio 2. She's the daughter of Joseph Weisbecker, who was an engineer with RCA, so she picked up a lot of stuff working with her father. And I just got, maybe a few days ago, Burger Becky is coming. Burger Becky is a video game designer and programmer. She was considered the first national video game champion, and she has a long history of creating video games. She's still doing it to this day. So vintage games and all the way up to today, modern stuff. So you can look at a video. VCF East said she was there 2 years ago, and so she's going to be back. So she's going to be part of this roundtable. I have room for one more, but I'm not sure I'm going to get anybody for that at this last minute. I have been trying very hard, but those 4 ladies are wonderful, and it'll be a great roundtable. It'll be on Saturday at the end of the day. The roundtables I always put at the end of the day. Sunday, Frank O'Brien, who wrote the book on Apollo Guidance Computer, he will be there with Curious Mark, Carl Clonch, and Ken Sharif. I think that's how you pronounce it. So that'll be very fun too. It's nice when you have speakers that they have done individual talks in the past, but then when you can put them together, it really brings out a lot of stuff, and it's really a fun experience. And it's really been successful at VCF East to have these roundtables. Really wonderful, and it's going to be a lot of fun, all 3 of them. So there's a lot of other good talks there. You can look them up on the websites. And next up is volunteers. I can always use more volunteers. There's a volunteer section there on the website. I've been pretty good about getting some, but I can always use more in different areas. Hotel blocks. Well, the first block is almost full. It's Friday sold out. Saturday has 3 kings remaining. The block 2 is ended. It's done. I am trying to work on a block 3, but it's been some trouble trying to get that out of the way. So for now, you're kind of limited if you didn't get your hotel blocks. So Consignment, the new people have been waiting, emailing us, when is Consignment? So we have our new system. It is finished. We are testing it. We were going to put it up on our server, and our AWS server, and it will be active March 12th. It's going to be great new interface, web and smartphone interface, and I'm very proud and happy about our guys, so volunteers who created that and made that happen. Consignment again will be in a new location, 9031. It's the firehouse. So it's twice the size as before. Can you imagine fitting 4 fire trucks into this space? That's where we're going to be. Much better than last year. And while I'm thinking about it, there's going to be location maps around campus. So before we had a lot of different signs like pointing this way and that way, but you know what? One of us, our volunteers, came up with a great idea. Let's just have a location map like you have in the mall, like you are here and this is where everything is in relation to you, and just label it. So we're going to have location maps around campus. They're going to make it easier to find, especially if you're new. It's going to be much easier to find your way around, and you're not going to have 1,000 arrows pointing this way and that way, because we're sort of, especially with Consignment, we're sort of expanding out deeper into the campus. So Consignment will be the website should have been updated, but if not, I will make sure with all the information about the times for consignments. It'll be drop off on Friday, and Saturday there will be a lunch break, and there'll be drop off in a different area. So you'll be dropping off in this north gate entrance and going out that way too. So it'll be much better there, because then there's not a lot of interference with foot traffic and everything like that. It'll be a separate entrance. So that's really working out well by putting it over there. Let me just check the comments to see if there's anything here. Courtesy reminder to update the Discord channels to include exhibits. Oh yeah, so let me look at that. I know some people were complaining that the Discord was a little bit too chaotic with having so many channels and people getting confused. But I can do that. If people really like that, I'll create the channels with all the different exhibits and the speakers. And then over time, we will just archive those. So next, front desk, working out the front desk situation, getting a few new stickers. They're kind of fun. You'll like them. Glitchworks. All right, so I got an update on Glitchworks. Glitchworks will be selling some kits. New revision of the 8085 single board computer. CPM will be integrated on the board. Also, DL 2416 bubble magnified ASCII segment display board for glitch bus. Also, HD SP2000 dot matrix display board for the R6501Q single board computer. Also, XT IDEs, and possibly he'll have the R6501Q single kits. The new 8085 single board computer can be used for both console serial input, console serial port and power. And all displays boards can be purchased with the displays too. All right, so that's fun, and people really like Glitchworks because you can buy these kits, put them together. He'll be there to help you with some others, and that'll be in the CDL side, Computer Deconstruction Lab. Did I already mention the Tatari Classroom? I'll get to that later. So the merchandise, I mentioned that already. No, the new T-shirt design, it's almost finished. It had one designer working on it, but then he didn't have time to finish it, so we had to last minute get a new designer, and it's been taking time, but it's getting down to the wire. It will be finished soon, and I will show it to people. I think I like it. It's kind of fun. I hope everyone else will. And badges, I mentioned we're going to have a special badge for those buying a 3-day pass. The new badge style will be color-coded. There'll be signed badges from different people, famous people who have to be signed. You can buy those. So tickets you can buy through Eventbrite, VCFEast.eventbrite.com. Buy them through there. So, and you get advantage. If you buy prepay, then you can come in the north gates. We'll give you the wristband, and then you can come in that way, so you don't have to walk around all the way around to the front desk. But the front desk is where you'll have all the swag. But you can go through the campus through the north gate if you're prepaid. Volunteers, I mentioned that. Parking, there's the main parking lot, and I did show that in an earlier video, but maybe next time I'll do it again just to follow up so people know where to go. There's a main parking lot that's going to fill up fast. Get there early if you want a good parking spot. Otherwise, you go to the overflow parking lot. Hence, if you're prepaid, then you can come more easily walk through the campus. There's certain places we don't want you to park, like in the Brookdale parking lot, in the Little League parking lot. Though that's not allowed. We're not allowed to park there. Oh, food. So, food. And I'll say this again because some people keep asking from time to time. We've tried getting a food truck. We've tried getting a food truck many times. We've tried a dozen different places. Nobody's interested in doing a food truck. And you may wonder why. I don't know why. Well, I think it's because they don't think they will have enough people to sell to. And you must be thinking crazy. Since last year, we had triple the number of people. But we were not able to get a food truck, or they were, either not available or they didn't think they would get enough money. So we did find some volunteers that are willing to grill hamburgers and hot dogs, soda chips, have some breakfast bagels and muffins. So it's minimal. It's not like extravagant, but it's something so that you don't have to go off campus and find some places. But we do have some places that are not too far from the campus. You do have to drive to them. And they are sponsors for our program book. Valenti's, a good Italian deli with great food. We go there a lot. And Anthony's Pizza. So those are two recommended places that you can go to. And we'll have them in the program book if you do want to go off campus. The VCF Museum has had a lot of updates. So there's a lot to see there. And I would encourage you to go see that, especially since we're going to have some exhibit overflow right outside of our museum. Tari Classroom. So yeah, so the Tari Classroom, the guy's been working really hard on that. We have a great group that's going to be doing that. Basic programming, assembly program, FujiNet, Action, and then there's a free play period. So there's also going to be some great packages with a T-shirt, buying FujiNet, and the book. Jamie Ladino, he wrote some books for the Atari, and so that's it. So if anybody has any questions, I'm going to just look up the next date for the next live stream to see when that is. Actually, let me see if I have it here. I believe it's at the end of March, the next live stream. Yeah, so the next, I have it scheduled, I think I moved it. March 30th, I believe, is the next one. And it'll do one live stream then, March 30th, and I think they'll do one more final updates a week before the show for any of our last minute stuff going on. All right, very good. Let's see, any questions? Let's film the outside crowd this year to show next year's potential. Yes, definitely. Definitely can use that as selling point. Here, look at this video of people waiting outside consignment for hours and hours, and can give them really good numbers of it. Absolutely, as proof. So yes, so the exhibitors lunch break. No, I never even thought about that. So we have a lunch break for the AV guys from about 12 to 1 Friday and Saturday. I think that's you have to look at the schedules. They have a lunch break. The AV guys, consignment guys have a lunch break. Exhibitors, I didn't really schedule a lunch break. No one ever even asked about that. So because I usually people have a co-exhibitor that they can switch off. But I never scheduled a lunch break for the exhibitors. But that's a good idea for next year. Right now, it's a little too late to do that. But that's a good idea for next year. Maybe close the exhibit halls and give them a break. That's possible. That's a good idea. I can do that for next year. Oh, someone says, yeah, March 30th is the fourth stream. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because I moved it because we have a repair workshop at our wall location on the 23rd. So I thought that was going to be too much for me to do. And yes, so the table layouts, yes, for the exhibitors, it's going to be sent out soon. I'm just finalizing the overflow, which is outside the museum. There were certain people that were on the waiting list. I want to figure that out, which should go pretty quickly. But the others, exhibit spaces A, B, and C, are done. I will send those out less than a week. And, in fact, if I get this done in a few days, then it'll be like in a few days. I just have to go over that last part. Yeah. Someone said they have been to events where they had a $5 food truck attraction fee to ensure that at least 2 food trucks. Yeah. Yeah, we considered like paying the food trucks. We offered to pay, here, come and we'll give you money to come here just so that people have some food to buy, and none of them were interested. So I will try that again next year. But for now, it's just been frustrating that you have this many people, and then nobody's interested in that. But there is at least where we have a cafeteria where we are selling our food. It is it has a tables, proper tables and chairs. So, people were complaining last year that, there was no place to eat or something like that. And there's an actual place you could sit down and eat your food. So at least that's some place to go. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this. Oh, the speakers. After each of the talks, people can go down the hallway to a room where we're going to have off to the side, actually across from the cafeteria, where speakers can talk. If there's more questions, because like we have a very tight schedule, about 50 minutes for the talk and 10 minutes turnover time for the next talk. We do have a place down the hallway where people can go ask conditional questions, and certain people get autographs and things like that. So speakers will be able to go there for about an hour until the next speaker's finished. So that's a nice touch that we added there. And I think that's it. So I don't see any more questions. So next update will be March 30th. And I'll let you know anything new coming up. But things are going pretty well right now. There's still a lot to do. Finalizing the program book. Going to get the program book done and out there. But we're looking in good shape. There's still a lot to do. Well, thank you, everyone, and I will see you next time.